Every morning, before the sun rose, he walked to the factory. Lunchbox in hand, uniform faded from years of washing, he took his usual place at the assembly line. He didn't talk much. He didn't complain. He simply worked quietly, faithfully, day after day. The factory was noisy machines, humming, metal clanging, supervisors shouting, but in his corner, his co-workers called him Old Joe, even though he wasn't old, just disciplined. While others groaned about long hours and low pay, Joe had a secret rhythm. He saved a portion of every paycheck. It wasn't much, just a few dollars at first, but he never missed a week. To others, he looked ordinary. But inside, he was building quietly, brick by brick, paycheck by paycheck, foundation by foundation. And here lies the first great lesson. Generational wealth doesn't begin with riches. It begins with restraint. Most people wait to earn more before they start saving. But wealth isn't built from how much you make. It's built from how much you keep and how wisely you grow it. Joe understood something the world often forgets. You can't control your salary, but you can control your habits. He didn't need luck. He needed discipline. Years passed. The factory stayed the same, but Joe didn't. He had started investing small amounts in dividend stocks and government bonds. He wasn't chasing quick profits. He was building roots. He'd read somewhere that money is a good servant but a bad master, and he never forgot it. But Joe saw what others didn't: potential. He spent his weekends fixing it himself, painting, repairing, cleaning, and within months, tenants moved in. The rent checks started coming, small but steady. That was the day Joe realized something life-changing. Money could work harder than he could. He didn't quit his job. He didn't boast. He just repeated the process. Another house, then another. Each year, he reinvested. Every dollar earned found a new home in something that grew. When layoffs came and others panicked, Joe was calm. He had a plan. He had assets. He was still that same quiet man on the line, but now he was free in a way few understood. And here lies the second great lesson. The secret to wealth isn't speed, it's stability. People began to notice. "How do you always seem so at peace?" they asked. He'd shrug. "Because I work for purpose, not pressure." What they didn't know was that Joe was already planning for the future. He taught his kids about money the way others taught fairy tales. He explained savings, compounding, budgeting, and humility. He didn't give them everything they wanted. He taught them how to earn and keep what they had. And when his first grandchild was born, he opened an investment account in her name. "Start early," he said. "Even small seeds become trees if you give them time." He wasn't just leaving money. He was leaving wisdom. Because wealth without wisdom disappears. But wisdom creates wealth that never dies. And here lies the third great lesson. The true purpose of wealth is not to look rich, it's to make others free. Joe never chased status. He never flaunted his success. He knew money meant nothing if it didn't serve a purpose. Generational wealth isn't built from greed, it's built from guidance. The richest families aren't the ones with the most money. They're the ones who pass down values that protect it. Years later, Joe finally retired. The factory held a small farewell for him. Balloons, cake, laughter. To them, he was just the kind man who'd spent decades tightening bolts and never caused trouble. But when Joe left that day, he didn't just walk away from the factory, he walked into freedom. He wasn't rich in the loud way, no luxury cars, no mansion. But quietly, through decades of discipline, he had become a millionaire. Not the kind you read about in magazines, but the kind who built peace slowly, silently, and purposefully. He spent his days mentoring young people, teaching them how to save, how to invest, how to dream without debt. When people asked for his secret, he smiled and said, "There is no secret. Just start early. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference, and never stop learning." He passed away peacefully years later, leaving behind not just wealth, but a roadmap, one that his children and grandchildren would follow. And in that quiet legacy, Joe proved something extraordinary. You don't need a title, a degree, or fame to change generations. You just need consistency, patience, and vision. True wealth is measured in time, not trophies. Joe didn't live loudly. He lived wisely. He didn't chase success, he built it. One quiet decision at a time. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't about having everything. It's about creating something that lasts beyond you. And that's what he did. He turned a factory job into a family's foundation. What did Joe's story teach you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might inspire someone to start their own quiet journey toward freedom. Subscribe to Motivational Dose for more true life stories of ordinary people creating extraordinary change. Turn on notifications so you never miss. Share this video with someone working hard right now. They need to know that quiet effort can build lasting success.